afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name's GBay99. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today, we are back with another episode of Let's See How Good Is, in which we are doing something a little unusual. We are not taking a look at how good a particular champion is. We're going to be having a bit of a discussion and talking about how good Conqueror is. Conqueror is a keystone that has been out for quite a while now. If I was a good YouTuber, I would be releasing this video right as Conqueror came out because it would get a lot more views and a lot more attention. But today we are not going to be doing that. We're going to be, I just wanted to take a little bit of time to see how good the keystone really was and try and get an understanding of how it best works, because I think it's an interesting keystone that might not actually be quite as good as everyone's making it out to be. Unfortunately, we're playing Jax in the top lane up against a Vladimir, which is possibly the worst matchup that we could have. I wanted to have a matchup where it was not like... I wanted to have a matchup specifically not against a tank, but I did not want to get counterpicked this hard by a champion that's going to make this a very annoying lane to be aggressive or deal much damage. This is going to probably end up being pretty boring overall, I think, unfortunately. But we will see. We will see. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see if this Vladimir is any good at all. If he is not, then that would be great. A little bit of early damage, but we are CSing very poorly. But that's fine. Whatever. As I said, though, this is the first episode of this series that we're making in a little while because we took a bit of a break to go ahead and focus on just playing a bunch of Aurelia and figuring out the Aurelia rework. But I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about Conqueror because I think Conqueror is something that is widely overrated. When Conqueror first came out, I really did not find much success with it personally. Like, I took it and I was like, okay, you know, this is pretty nice, but I thought Conqueror was going to be like the be-all, end-all keystone for playing against, you know, I thought anytime you were taking a bruiser, you would be taking Conqueror top lane. And there are a few champions, like probably Jax, who you do want to be taking Conqueror on every single time you play them. But I think there's actually a lot of merit for some champions to go press the attack, and maybe even some champions, if they go for stuff like Kleptomancy, to go that instead of Conqueror, because Conqueror does not quite seem as good as it was hyped up to be. Kha'Zix, do you want to come top lane? This guy's not warded, and I could really use some help. Hey, get back. Do you have red buff? He is not warded, right? There's no way this is warded. Finish your thingy and then come and kill him. Oh, now he's going to ward, though. Okay, well, that's fine. Thanks for a little bit of help. I'll have some wave control. He'll probably have to recall when the wave is not in a great spot. We might have to go super defensive here and go for like a Doran shield. We won't go Doran shield. We'll go for like Ninja, or not Ninja Tabby, Merc Treads. We'll go for Merc Treads and then, yeah, we'll be good. Okay, let's get out of here. So, yeah, the thing I find very interesting about Conqueror is the fact that Conqueror is surprisingly bad. It's not actually a rune that deals much damage with its active, and I would argue you pretty much never want to go for Conqueror if you're only trying to utilize it for its active ability thing. So for those of you who, if there's anyone that doesn't know what Conqueror does, Conqueror is the keystone where it's similar to Grasp of the Undying, where after autoing minions or champions for a little while, then you will get a bonus on your next auto attack against an enemy champion, where that bonus is... You gonna go for that? That bonus is you get 20%, I think, 20% of your damage converted to true damage. And on top of that, you also get a little bit of AD depending on your level, I think, or how far you are in the game. So it's only, I think, 10 AD at the early levels, but then it extends to a lot more AD later on. Ooh, do we want to go for the... I don't know if this guy is super experienced with Vladimir. He might have just picked Vladimir because he was trying to counterpick us, which... Screw you for that, friend. He's not actually getting most of those. Oh. Is this it? Okay, we got a flash. Better than nothing. Better than nothing. A little bit of action. I just hope this video isn't too boring for the early laning phase for a video that goes up on YouTube. I like playing Jax right now specifically because he's a champion that can be so aggressive early on and someone that you don't have to just be AFK passive and farm the lane. But that's basically all we're going to be able to do in this matchup. But anyway, to finish my thought, I thought when Conqueror first came out, it was going to be a keystone that you would want to go for no matter what. I thought in every situation, you would want to be taking this keystone because I assume that's what Riot was trying to do by finally releasing a bruiser keystone. You know, making a keystone that was specifically for bruisers and a keystone that is a keystone that bruisers are always going to want to go for no matter what the situation. However, I found that I don't really think it's all that good in many spots. In particular, if you are not against a tank, it's really not that good. Hang on. Ooh. Is he going to let us kill him before he gets 6? How close are you to 6? Don't hit 6 right now. Do not hit 6. Uh-oh. And don't kill me. Don't kill me. God damn it. Oh, I want to have some action. I want to have some action. I hate making boring videos. Ha ha ha. All my videos are boring. There's a joke for you in the comment. In the comments. Still a pretty okay lane. This could be obviously a lot more exciting and possibly a lot more successful, but we're doing not too poorly for getting counterpicked up in CS a little bit and kind of bullying this guy out of laning phase. Maybe Jax does pretty okay in this matchup, actually, if you don't die early on or if you don't allow him to zone you from CS too much early on. But anyway, to finish some of these thoughts about Conqueror, the thing about Conqueror that's actually surprisingly bad is the bonus true damage that you deal. When you have your League client set up like this, where instead of showing your stats, it shows your runes and how effective each rune has been. This number that you see right now next to Conqueror, it says 243. You would think that means it's like, oh, 243 damage, the way that if you have press the attack, it will show, press the attack, it shows that you've dealt 243 damage with press the attack. And then if you hover over it, it will show how much of that is just bonus damage from the third cast and how much of it is bonus damage from additional attacks after press the attack has been procced on someone. But the interesting thing about press the attack is that all of that damage is actually useful. But this damage is not actually all that useful. This is damage that you would have been dealing anyway because it's converting 20% of your damage to true damage. So that means that, you know, a fair amount of that damage that you're dealing, yeah, it's true damage, so it's going to go through resistances, but you were still going to be dealing most of that damage anyway, even against someone with resistances, or particularly against someone with just, you know, basic resistances of, is this it? Oh, no! Come on, right when we have a bit of exciting fun. A jungler comes top lane. Come on, let me do something. I'm 0-0-0. But anyway, so yeah, that's not actually the number that you want to look at. The number you want to look at when taking a look at Conqueror is that damage that says it would have been mitigated. It says I have so far only done 85 damage that would have otherwise been mitigated by Vladimir's resistances. And that's something that's really not all that special. If I had pressed the attack right now, I would have been dealing a lot more damage than that. And honestly, I think that means that Conqueror is not something you ever want to be taking for the true damage. You know, maybe this is incorrect, and particularly this is probably incorrect against tanks. I can imagine if you're playing against a tank, it's actually going to end up being relatively useful for you. But in my experience, I don't really find myself in many situations where it feels like the damage that I'm dealing with Conqueror is all that significant, or particularly... Uh-oh. Okay, thank God he didn't go for me. I'll recall here and just try and be safe. And as much as I hate to build Sheen last, I think we'll go 2 daggers here. No! Oh, if I flashed away from that. If I had better... Okay, well, at least now we can get Sheen. All right, so there we go. Finally, a little bit of action. Someone comes top lane. But yeah, so this is the #1 rule of Conqueror for any of you who didn't already figure this out. Don't look at this number. Don't look at that 533. That 533 is entirely misleading. When you see an end of a game and you look down at your keystone rune and you see that it says you dealt 4,000 damage, that is not actually 4,000 damage that is being dealt. It's whatever you hover over and it says true damage that would have been mitigated, that's the number that's really important. And it's important to take note of that because I think there are plenty of situations where you want to be going for press the attack. And again, you know, if you're playing Fiora or someone or Nasus, you know, Kleptomancy might be better on certain champions, as well as other stuff like Summonary or the Phase Rush on Darius, or, you know, I don't know too much about every champion's current keystone runes, but there's probably a lot of other runes that are a lot better on certain champions, depending on factors. Vladimir, I'm sorry, but I'm starting to get bored, so we're gonna be trading a little bit more often. Oh, I could have gone for that. Is he gonna recall? Hang on, let me get those. Nope. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so yeah, that's the number one thing the number one point that I want to remind you of at the start of this video is that this number is useless. The true damage that would have been mitigated, that's the number that you care about. Now, that is something where on some tanks will scale into the late game and they'll eventually get a lot of armor and magic resistance. And then once you get into that late game, you're going to be dealing a lot of damage with Conqueror that would have been mitigated. And that's actually really where Conqueror is going to shine at the most. Either when you're going up just against any tank, or if you're up against multiple tanks on the enemy team and you anticipate the game scaling into the late game. Hang on, I should be taking this because they're going to lose bot tower. We want that first tower, don't we? I could have taken this anyway. I shouldn't have. Vladimir doesn't have teleport. I should know that. There we go. Got first tower. Feels good. So, that's the number one thing. But even in situations where you're going up against a tank, that's probably when Conqueror is going to be its most useful. However, Conqueror, I would argue, actually is still not even all that useful in those situations, because those situations where you're going up against multiple tanks, you know, you're dealing the majority of the damage with Conqueror in the late game. We're going to be hovering over this and showing you guys the true damage that we deal that would have been mitigated, and you'll see by the end of the game, you know, so far, 12 minutes into this match, we've done 262 damage that would have been mitigated, but you know, we might have 500 damage that would have been mitigated at the 25-minute mark, and then at the 30-minute mark, get up to 1,000 or 2,000 because suddenly we're auto-attacking a bunch of people that have resistances. And so you're dealing the majority of your damage with that true damage active on Conqueror when you're in the hyper late game. And oftentimes, you'll be in games where the game is kind of decided by that point. I don't think I've played many games, or maybe I can't recall a single game where I have really, you know, taking Conqueror on a champion like Jax or Aurelia, and I felt like the reason we were able to win the game was specifically because I was able to shred tanks late game. Oftentimes, if I'm dealing a lot of damage with Conqueror in the late game, that's because we're already ahead, because we're already fighting, we're already going and trying to 1v1 people and be aggressive, and we're not gonna get out of this, are we? Oh, that slow kills me. Okay, yeah, we need to pay a little bit more attention to the minimap as well as the minimap and warding. We have 2 wards that we're sitting on and a pink ward. We didn't use any of them. Okay, ignore that. Ignore that. Cut that out. Anyway, though, good job, Kha'Zix, by the way. I didn't even realize you're 9-1. You're the only other person on the team that has kills. You and me, bro, we'll carry this. But yes, so that's the number one thing with Conqueror is this number is useless. Don't care about that number. Care about the number that says true damage that would have been mitigated. The only other thing that you're taking Conqueror for is the bonus AD that it gives. Currently, you can see that right now at 14 minutes, level 10, it's giving me 23 bonus attack damage when the thing is procced, when it's active. And that's not nothing. I think this is the only reason that people take Conqueror, and the only reason why it's considered good at all is because, you know, it's kind of, yes, it's kind of meant to be a tank buster thing, but again, it's not even all that useful even if you're going up against a bajillion tanks. It's really at its most useful when you're taking it and using it just for that AD, because that AD can be pretty significant. You're starting off with 10 AD at level 1, I believe. I'm pretty sure it starts off 10 AD level 1. And then you can scale that up as you level up, and eventually it gets to a point where I think you get as high as like 35 AD at level 18 or level 16, somewhere up there. Like you end up getting a bonus pickaxe or something. Or is it 25? How much AD does a pickaxe give? Hang on, we should look at that later. Let's take this tower first. How much AD does a pickaxe give? Pickaxe. Yeah, 25 bonus AD. So right now exactly at level 11, I get a pickaxe worth of damage. It's as if I have an extra pickaxe, an extra, what is that, 875 gold, when I have Conqueror active. And that's not, you know, that's actually pretty significant damage. Okay, we're gonna die. So we're gonna suicide. And then just try and... Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. Good job, Jen. I probably need to... I just said I need to ward and look at the minimap. It's hard when I'm commentating as well. Okay, that's my excuse. So, Yeah, that's really where I think Conqueror is dealing its most damage, because again, just 400 damage that would have been mitigated, not even 400 damage that would have been mitigated. I've healed more health through Triumph. I've healed more health through Second Wind. I've done almost more with every other rune that I have so far than what my Keystone rune is doing in terms of damage that would have been mitigated. And even if I'm playing up against a tank, I've tried to take Conqueror specifically when going up against tanks only because of that. Oftentimes I run press the attack, particularly on Aurelia. I think Jax, you might want to be taking Conqueror because you're trying to scale into the late game anyway, but particularly on Aurelia, I've been trying to run press the attack often, and I've been finding, you know, maybe it's dumb to do so, but I think press the attack, there's an argument, a serious argument you could make to say that press the attack is good, or just as good as Conqueror in a lot of matchups. I don't know if I would say, you know, this is something that you personally should probably experiment with a little bit with your own play style, but I do think that press the attack, because press the attack also got buffed, didn't it? It got buffed right when Conqueror came out. Hang on. You guys didn't have a reward there for me to teleport to. Here we go and see if we can dive this. That'd be good. We need a little bit more action in this game because it's a kind of close match just because of the fact that we have, uh-oh. Okay, I was trying to tank the tower and set up so you could go in Kha'Zix, but I guess you didn't see that. Yeah, this game kind of feels ever because we have a 12-1-0 Kha'Zix, but at the same time, it's still pretty close. We're only ahead by 4 kills and I guess 3 towers, but you know, it's not like we're stomping all over them in every single lane. They could probably come back if they were a little bit more coordinated about focusing down Kha'Zix and CCing him with various forms of CC. But again, let's see if we can be a little bit more aggressive, or not necessarily aggressive. That was way too aggressive. Let's try and see if we can find some more opportunities to fight people and proc Conqueror more often and kind of show you guys how it scales. Because it's really only good, I would say, as a scaling rune. Corky's going to go for that, isn't he? Oh, come on. Go for the tower. All right, so far in this game, our bot lane is actually 1-8. We might, we could lose this. As fed as our Kha'Zix is, our bot lane's almost feeding us hard. I think I'm supposed to split push here. I don't want to. I don't want to because I want to fight people and no one's going to 1v1 me. They're only going to come for me if they gank. So I should ward. Oh my god, as I say that. I should be fine. Throw out your Q. I'll dodge it. There we go. Oh, dive me. Oh, should I? Okay, you go there. There we go. No! There we go. And there we go. Good job, Kha'Zix. Thank you very much. So they come, they try and gank. We get them with the counter gank and 2v3 them successfully. Again, you're just going to say I'm getting carried by Kha'Zix. This is Flex Q, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I still got to get a little bit better with commentating in solo queue before I feel confident about doing that. I don't want to lose our rating. We're already back down to like Diamond 4 ADLP right now. I don't want to lose Diamond 4 or mess up our promos, our eventual promos to Diamond 3. Yeah, let's just keep split pushing. We can keep splitting and probably take this tower before recalling at least, and then we'll get our thingy. Although, is Vlad gonna ruin that for us? He is. Why did I even ward that? Now I'm dead. Okay, you got me there, Vlad. Good job. Okay, so let's check on Conqueror now. I didn't proc that, did I? I didn't proc it in that last fight. I thought I would have. We were fighting quite a while. I guess we're kind of bursting with our damage, aren't we? We're kind of bursting people with our damage rather than using the damage as... Can you set up for Conqueror actually through... No, just 4 seconds in combat. I'm surprised I didn't proc it there. I guess that's, you know, that's another point, though, is that it can be tough to proc Conqueror, apparently. Don't get caught out. If we give a lot of shutdown gold, then we might end up losing. I wish I had teleport. This would be a pretty good TP. I'm on my way, but I'm really far out. Is that gonna last? Is that fight gonna continue until I get there? It will, but you guys are going to win it, aren't you? Or maybe not. Oh. Everyone's dead. I got it back. Okay, okay. I guess Zaya's taking top. We have a weird little split push strategy going. Normally, I'm the one who's supposed to be splitting Zaya. They have to all be going for her. So I should shove that out, then go farm bot. We're doing a pretty good job farming this game. Our farm could be better. Supposed to be like 2100 now, but still like 20 CS above Vladimir, which is pretty solid for a match where we had to get denied for a lot of CS early on. Okay. Can someone please 1v1 me? Just not, don't send everyone. Just like 1 or 2 people. Even 2 people, as long as one of them's Jin. Is really squishy. Okay, okay. Are you alone? Nope, you are not. Do you want to try and fight this, Rakan? I think we might be able to. Or we could at least, this is going to be like the good macro play, but it's so boring. We'll just continue annoying them, forcing them to stay while our team goes and takes Baron. Unless their team is not going to follow those pings. You want to fight, Corky? Come on, somebody fight! Okay, our team's going to Baron now. We'll just stay bot. They'll either have to come collapse and kill me, or they'll have to go and defend Baron. At which point I could maybe 1v1 Corky, or maybe take the tower, or maybe both. We'll see. Kind of depends if this Corky lets me stun him before he Valkyries away, and if he comes out far enough that I can kill him. I have the teleport if they need me to. Okay, I actually don't have anything to teleport to. Ooh. You want to fight? Come on, let's fight. Come out a little bit further. You're still. I die if I tower dive you, don't I? I don't know if my ultimate. I have to practice Jax more to learn stuff like this. I don't know if my ultimate would be enough to save me from tower shots. I also don't really know how many tower shots it would take for me, or how many tower shots I would take going for that kill. I think I would probably kill him though. Fuck it. No, 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 no. Okay, yeah, I was a lot tankier than I expected to be, but there we go. Again, we get a little bit more damage. 23 minutes though, and only 481 damage that I'm dealing with my keystone that would have otherwise been mitigated. Think about how much damage I would be dealing if I had pressed the attack. Press the attack's actually pretty good on Jax too, isn't it? I've heard that oh. Here we go and get the... I have a... Good job. Oh! Okay, that was really bad. I was very sloppy there. Can we bait Jin? Is he going to go and try and kill us? Now I'm just going and getting greedy, seeing how many kills I can get this game. Come on, do it. Do it, do it. Look how low I am. You know you want to go for it. I'm really liking Jax right now, by the way. I'll probably actually make a separate video on him. He might be my new favorite champion, and I might start one-tricking him. He reminds me a lot of old Aurelia now. Now that Riot kind of butchered Aurelia. Like, I like Aurelia, but I like the new Aurelia. But she's like a new champion. She's not like old Aurelia anymore. The playstyle is just so different. Jax is the closest thing that I have to old Aurelia at the moment, so. Oh, do we want to go? This is crazy. We shouldn't be going. I'm so low. Okay, I have to wait for Counter-Strike at least. Come on, Jin. Come on. It's like 3v5 and we all have no health. Go for us. Oh! Okay, that was dumb. 664, not necessarily the best score. Rhymes. Are we going to win the game or lose it here? I would actually prefer that we not win quite yet, because it would be nice to get a little bit more, one more fight going. But again, 575 true damage that otherwise would have been mitigated. That is not all that much. After this game, actually, let's quickly go through our match history and check some of that stuff out. I've been playing a lot of Jax and a lot of Singed recently. On Singed, you run Summonary. Don't take Conqueror on Singed. But we can compare some of these to our previous games. I'm kind of just trusting that pro players know what they're doing, because I see pro players go like 50-50 when it comes between taking Conqueror and when it comes to taking Press the Attack on Aurelia. About 50-50. Some of them take Conqueror, some of them take Press the Attack. On Jax, they almost exclusively take Conqueror, so I'm assuming that the scaling into the late game, the usefulness with the true damage when you scale into the late game, and just the bonus AD as well is making it all completely worth it to go Conqueror on Jax. But I assume if... oh. Get him, get him, get him. Okay, he stole it, but who cares? Let's go win. But I really do think that it's not quite as hyped up as it was meant to be. I feel like it often feels like it's much more about being an anti-tank keystone taken by bruisers, rather than it being a bruiser keystone in and of itself. There we go. And there we go. Good game. Well played. Good job, team. That was a pretty solid win. Only flex queue, but I've been meaning to get my flex queue rating up because we ended platinum last season. I don't want to be platinum in flex queue again this year. But hang on. Let's see if they fix that bug where it shows you at the end of the game. Or not at the end of the game, but if it shows you in general. Hang on. I also want to check something. So that game, let's check this. How much damage did we deal? That game we dealt 21,000 damage, just over 21,000 damage, and 500 of that. 500 of that was damage that otherwise would have been mitigated. You know, the percentage of damage that we dealt seemed so insignificant. 600 damage that would have been mitigated out of 21,000. Look at this game where we went 1-8-3. Again, 600. Okay, that might not be the best example, but how much damage did we deal this game? Out of curiosity? 11,600. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Is this an Aurelia game where we took Press the Attack? Yes. So this is a game that we took Press the Attack on Aurelia, and we dealt 5,000 damage. That's 5,000 damage that wasn't going to be dealt otherwise. And of course, this is a game where we went off. We had 30 kills that we participated in overall. So we are obviously dealing a lot more damage to enemy champions. How about this Jax game? 12-1-7. Let's check this one out. 12-1-7. A very similar situation. Only 707 damage. So again, I might be belaboring the point at this point. This is like a 30-minute video that just pretty much has a single theme. I hope you enjoyed watching it anyway. But seriously. Conqueror, don't think about Conqueror as, you know, this crazy damage dealing rune. Just think about it as that bonus AD, because that bonus AD really is the only reason that you're taking it. If you can't get a lot of use out of that bonus AD, or maybe it's adaptive damage, so maybe it can also be AP if you're playing an AP champion, but I don't think so. But that bonus damage, that's all you want to take it for. Don't take it for any other reason. Anyway, though, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching today's video. It was a bit of a long one. I hope you found it enjoyable anyway. Leave me a comment. If you're listening to my voice right now, leave me a comment that says Josh Allen in it. So I know you made it to the end of the video, because I don't know if anyone makes it to the end of these videos, okay? So leave me a comment that says Josh Allen. That's who this handsome son of a bitch is anyway, though. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching today's video. I will see you all in tomorrow's video, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.